my name is Scott Yoga Lambert. I'm a yoga teacher with 5 years of training. My goal with these videos is to have men experience yoga and to deepen and increase a woman's yoga practice. The benefit to you watching and practicing with me are great. The primary benefits will be to improve your endocrine system. You will feel less stress in your life. This means you will sleep better at night. You will decrease your chance of getting diabetes, and you will improve your digestion. If you are currently experiencing sore joints and muscles, including your hips and ankles, the exercise shown here will improve your flexibility. Today we are going to start learning how to breathe. This exercise is called Ujjayi. And yes, you have been breathing wrong your entire life, unless you have been doing yoga. I want you to be properly dressed. You should wear loose-fitted clothes. Wherever you wish to practice, whether it is inside or outside, it is easiest to practice with a mat. Yogi breathing, or the pranayama, recharges the body. You will become calmer and be able to focus your mind. This is the basic pose to use for basic breathing. You should be in the lotus as here. This will increase the flow of prana in your body. Basic breathing, your head, neck, and spine will be in a straight line. We will begin with a Kalabate. It is one of the 6 purification practices or kriyas besides being a pranayama. Forcing the exhalation, rinse the lower lungs of still air, letting fresh air fill the lungs while cleansing the entire respiratory system. It is an invigorating exercise. It means skull shonin, and it will increase the amount of oxygen to the body. The effect will focus your mind. It is made up of a series of exhalations and inhalations with you holding your breath. To exhale, you contract your diaphragm, your abdominal muscles sharply. This lifts your diaphragm, expelling the air from your lungs. To inhale, you relax the muscles. Your lungs will fill with air. When you exhale, you should be brief, and you should hear it. When you inhale, you should take longer, be quiet, and relax. The repeated up and down movements of the diaphragm will exercise the stomach, heart, and liver. You will begin by practicing 3 series of 20 cycles, eventually work up to a series of 60. Okay, another breathing exercise called the alternate nostril, Nadi Shodanan, or Aloma Viloma, and that's the alternate nostril. You have your hands up like this, and you bring your index finger and the middle finger, roll it down, and you have your ring finger and your pinky finger together, and your thumb.
Hi, Bill Hash here. I'm helping Scott out, helping him to do his video. And what we're going to show while he's actually breathing is the alternate breathing cycle. The great thing about this is that alternate breathing balances the hemispheres of the body. And although I'm just a layman, unlike Scott, it's always been my understanding that yoga is about balance between mind and body. So as we see here, Scott is using the alternate breathing technique. And what he does is, to start out a cycle, he breathes in through his left nostril, then he blocks both nostrils, and after a few seconds, he exhales through his right nostril. After doing this, he breathes in through his right nostril, squeezes both nostrils shut for a few seconds, and then exhales through his left nostril. Now this is a complete cycle, and it's important to understand that in yoga breathing, that you breathe deeply from the bottom of your stomach or the bottom of your diaphragm. For what you want to do is expel all the bad air. This will also relax you.
When you do yoga, it's becomes like a whole lifestyle because it's something that you do every day. You live, you breathe, you yoga, and when you live, you breathe, you yoga, you become really kind. My teacher Heidi Farber, my teacher Heidi Farber is so the nicest woman, and I so much like to be like her. Every word she says, even during the practice, is always kindness. When you do yoga and you get into the yogic way of life, is you're radiant kindness and peace and to all people. So that's breathing exercises that we do. This helps your meditations and like that. And when you meditate and you become more acceptable to things in life, and you give more thought to when a situation comes, you will react with more thought to what's going on in your life, and like that. That's the Ujjayi breath, the yogic breath. This is the breath that we breathe out the whole sequences of this yoga practice, and it also gives your body a warming exercise, also a meditative exercise. So when we breathe in through the nose and we breathe out through the nose, we're going to practice this, and this is the standard breath in all yoga practice. So in the nose, we're going to exhale out the mouth, in the nose, out the mouth, a little more exhaling of the breath, in the nose, and go out the mouth again. Now we're going to come in the nose, and we're going to go out the nose with a little tightness of the throat there. So you're going to get like they call the ocean breath. The exhaling is usually like when we fold over, or when the legs are coming into the chest. On those exhales would be out the nose. So, for example, I'll show you. Let's say we're standing here in our mountain pose. Deep breath in. Come in. We're going to go to our back bend. Exhale out. We're going to pull forward. We're breathing in, and we're exhaling out. No. We're here. We're going to breathe up into our half bowl and exhale through the nose. So you get the idea of the Ujjayi breath. And when we sit here and meditate, you can meditate like through the Ujjayi breath also. Okay, that's it. Okay, we're going to do a Kalabate breath. And this Kalabate breath is, put the hands out to the side and your thumbs up. And it's a passive inhale and forceful exhale. Through the nose and out the nose. And You do that, you billow your belly with the breath. So you can put your hand there also.
I understand this is also called the air mattress maneuver.
Right. This will invigorate you and give you a good energy boost and clarity to your mind. It's called the Kalabati. Passive inhale, forceful exhale. So you can do 20 rounds. You can do it in repetitions of 20s. Or you can go one time up to 50. So you just work at it for your own exercise in your class or at home when you're doing your meditation. And that's the Kalabati breath. See, when you get the air into the belly, you really exhale a lot of the toxins in your body, and that's how you get more clarity into you and more invigorating. And you're gonna feel really good. Kalabati breath. Namaste. The reason why I say namaste.
Well, Scott, let me ask you a question.
Scott,
let me ask you a question. How much weight did you lose in the 5 years since you've been doing yoga?
Probably 25 pounds.
Okay, you lost 25 pounds.
Yes.
And did you used to smoke?
I used to smoke in my younger days. Yes.
Oh, okay. So actually, yoga didn't help you quit smoking. You think maybe it kept you from going back to smoking because you think you were a calmer person?
Oh yes. When you do yoga, you also build up a lot of your urges and stuff, and your control is you have more. You're more because this whole yoga thing is you tune into your body. And that's what yoga really is. It's a union of body and mind. And that's actually what yoga means. And it's quite interesting that you brought the subject.
Well, I always wondered this. Tell me something. How would the breathing techniques, what breathing technique would you suggest if I was having trouble sleeping at night? And would you show it to me? One. Scott, I have trouble sleeping at night. What would you suggest as in terms of yoga techniques or things that you've learned that would help me sleep at night?
Great question. I'm into aromatherapy, so I'm into little oils. You can go online with your health food stores, and the oils are really great. You smell the oils, they're just so good. So I love lavender, rosemary. Lavender and orange are two top. What I say is the two top yoga scents. Rose is so nice too. So you take a nice oil that you like, you put a little on your palm here, and you just go here and you smell here. Then you can do this mantra. And this is really good. You sit here and get meditative when you smell your hands. And come here, curl your hands down, and you exhale. And just smell this.
Hey, Scott, question I want to ask you is, my girlfriend does aerobics. Would it be better if it was better for her to do yoga than aerobics, why would it be better?
In aerobics, most classes are an hour and you're standing up movement. And in yoga, we flow. And through these flows, we create energies and we do different asanas, the poses. When we do our standing or seated or supine and prone, the restorative. When we move through these sequences, we work hard just as much as an aerobic, but with the mind and the body, and it's just so good for your body, so gentle for your body over aerobics, and you're gonna get a better workout because yoga is a discipline that you can do forever. People do aerobics and they end up hurting themselves. They have knee problems, they have foot problems, and this and the back problems, and all kinds of things arise physically from too much of the vigor. So, and what I love about my yoga practice is it's 6 days a week, so I'll put in more vigorous program and to a gentler program. And when you work through yoga because it's inside, Aerobics is mostly outside and you get exhausted. When you do a class of yoga, and really energized. You're not wasting all your energy in that 1 hour. You're moving these movements and you're building energy for the day. And it's just you're gonna feel so much better because you have time to relax when we go into our transitions from like standing to seated, and seated to our supine and prone to the restorative. And then our final relaxation in Shavasana, and that's just that's what makes yoga to me so much fun. And when we move in our standing, when we do the warrior sequences, that's really aerobic right there. That's plenty aerobic that you need. Actually, if you do yoga every day, you don't have to run, walk, you don't have to do anything. You just do yoga for an hour. Well, my program is long, an hour and a half yoga classes that I do.
Surya Namaskar is known in the West as the Sun Salutations. Surya Namaskar was discovered or developed thousands of years ago by the ancient Hindus who worshiped the sun, or Surya, as the creator of all things. The practice of Surya Namaskar is often practiced in a circle. Namaskar's ancient root means to adore or supplicate oneself. With every yoga class, practitioners bring their hands together in front of their hearts, beginning the first steps of Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is a series of 12 poses or postures which flow into the next one, guided by inhaling and exhaling. The first pose is the mountain pose. It should begin every yoga practice. Some of the more recognized poses that comprise the sun salutations are upward and downward dog and four-limbed staff poses. Always start and end in a standing position. By doing this, you will work, stretch, and develop every major muscle group as you move into every pose. Coupling your breath with your postures ensures the safe execution of every pose that demands exertion and the release of tension when in a counter pose. It is important that you practice or attempt each pose before you do them in series. By doing them individually, you will determine your limits. Namaskar yoga is challenging, but will provide you with many benefits. Each one of the postures in Surya Namaskar benefits a portion of the body. The very first pose of bringing the palms together in front of the chest eases the spreading of the shoulders or scapula, which can become clenched during any normal day. Lowering into the plank pose, your triceps are engaged, and by holding the posture, become strengthened. The legs are worked by alternately stretching and grounding in a pose such as the Warrior Two. If you maintain this posture for the length of several breaths, the quadriceps of the forward bending leg, along with the hamstring of the back outstretched leg, are strengthened with the effort of keeping you balanced. Contracting your stomach muscles throughout the sequence ensures the safety of your lower back and will begin to reduce your waist. Any regular yoga practice provides stress relief with mood-enhancing benefits. The repetitive movements, along with deep and regulated breathing, give you the sensation of floating away. You are concentrating on what you are doing and nothing else which might trouble you. Scott is going to illustrate 3 Namaskar sequences: Namaskar Classical, Namaskar A, and Namaskar B. The first Namaskara is commonly called the classical. It is practiced in many styles of Hatha Yoga. The first position is the mountain pose, called Samastiti. Inhale, reach, and stretch the hands up over your head, wide apart. 2. Stretch your arms and open the chest, stretching the tailbone down towards the floor. 3. Exhale and press your palms together overhead, then down to your chest. 4. Inhale and press your fingertips towards the floor, then sweep them up over your head, arching your back gently. 5. Exhale and fold forward from your hips into Uttanasana, forward bend. Bend the knees if you need to, and relax from your neck to your tailbone. 6. Inhale, take a long step back with your right leg, going into a lunge. Roll your shoulders back with your tailbone towards the floor, and sink your hips lower than your front knee. Open your shoulders by pressing your hands towards the floor behind you. 7. Exhale and place your hands flat against the floor, shoulder width apart. Step your left foot back, coming into a plank position. 8. On your next exhalation, bring your knees to the floor. Press your elbows into your sides and slowly lower your chest to the floor in what is called the Zen Asana. 9. Inhale and slide your chest and coming into Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose, and roll your shoulders open. 10. Curl your toes under, and as you exhale, press firmly through your hands and lift your tailbone towards the sky into the downward facing dog. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Roll your elbows down towards the floor and breathe in for 5 to 8 breaths. 11. Inhale and step your right foot between your hands, coming back into a lunge with the left leg back. Open your shoulders by pressing your hands towards the floor behind you. 12. Exhale and step your left foot forward and fold into Uttanasana again. 13. Stretch your arms out to your sides and inhale as you lift your torso upwards. Reach your hands above your head and press your palms together. 14. Exhale and bring your hands down in front of your chest. Another namaskara is called the A form. You start in mountain pose with your arms at your sides. Inhale as you reach your hands above your head into the prayer position. You will feel your ribcage lift. Try and press your tailbone towards the floor. Exhale and bring your arms out to your sides and fold forward from your hips, leading with your chest like a swan dive. Scott likes to call this the spirit of ecstasy. Next, move into Uttanasana, which is the forward bend. Inhale, and keeping your hands on the floor, lift your chest and chin, arching the back slightly. Exhale, and step or jump back and move into the plank. Slowly bend your elbows and lower the torso towards the floor into the four-limb staff pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep the elbows in towards your body and have your legs straight and energized. Inhale and press your hips, ribs, and chest forward and into the upward facing dog. Press firmly through the tops of your feet. Next, curl your toes under, and as you exhale, lift your hips up and back into the downward facing dog. Breathe deeply for 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale and either stop or jump your feet forward between your hands. Arch your back slightly into your forward bend. Exhale completely and fold forward into Uttanasana, resting and lengthening the spine. Then inhale and reach your arms out to your sides with your palms facing forward. Press through your feet with your torso upright again. And again, Scott calls this the spirit of ecstasy. Press your palms together overhead, making your body as long as possible. Exhale and bring your arms back to your sides into the mountain pose. The final namaskara is the B form. From the mountain pose, inhale and lift your arms over your head. Simultaneously bend the knees and bring your body to Uttanasana, the chair pose. Breathe 2 or 3 breaths. Inhale and press through your legs, straightening your body. Exhale and bring your arms out to your sides and fold forward from your hips, leading with your chest like a swan dive. Scott's spirit of ecstasy. Move into Uttanasana. Inhale and keeping your hands in the floor, lift your chest and chin, arching the back slightly. Exhale and step or jump back, moving into the plank. slowly bend your elbows and lower the torso towards the floor into Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep the elbows in towards your body, your legs straight and energized. Inhale and press your hips, ribs, and chest forward and up into the upward facing dog. Press firmly through the tops of your feet. Curl your toes under, and as you exhale, lift your hips up and back into Adho Mukha Shivanasana, the downward facing dog. Breathe deeply for 1 to 3 breaths. Turn your left foot out approximately 45 degrees. Inhale and step forward with your right foot. Bend the right knee into a lunge position and raise your arms overhead, coming into Warrior 1. Exhale and sweep your hands down to the floor as you step your right foot back, bringing your body into the plank. Then down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale and press your hips, ribs, and chest forward and up into the upward facing dog. Press firmly through the tops of your feet. Curl your toes under, and as you exhale, lift your legs up and back into the downward facing dog. Breathe deeply for 1 to 3 breaths. Turn your right foot out approximately 45 degrees. Inhale and step forward with your left foot. Bend the left knee into a lunge position and raise your arms overhead, coming into Warrior 1. Exhale and sweep your hands down to the floor as you step your right foot back, bringing your body into the plank, and then into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale and move into the upward facing dog. Remember to press firmly through the tops of your feet. Curl your toes under, and as you exhale, lift your hips up and back into the downward facing dog. Breathe deeply for 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale, then exhale, and step or jump your feet forward between your hands. Inhale and arch the back slightly. Exhale completely, fold forward into Uttanasana, resting and lengthening the spine. Inhale, bend the knees and hips, and sweep your arms overhead as you lift your torso and settle into the chair pose. Inhale and strengthen your legs, stretching tall as you can. Exhale and lower your arms to your sides, back into the mountain pose.